Ingredients: whole grain corn, sugar, cornmeal, corn syrup, canola and or rice bran, oil, salt, trisodium phosphate, red 40, yellow 6, blue 1, and other color added, natural and artificial flavor, citric acid, malic acid, BHT. You're being tricked.
Silly kid, tricks are for rabbits. Tricks are for rabbits. Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids.
That's what's inside. That's what they're giving your kids there. Looks like spray paint, so little
more of what they need to be
fluorescent marbles there.
Alright, I think we can put this stuff back here.
We want everyone to wake up. We want to wake up ourselves. I mean, waking up is living a real life. Getting the information out to people is complicated, you know, depending on which country you're from, what ethnicity is your background, how you're used to communicating your stuff to people. I just learned this recently. You can't just go up to humans and treat them like a human and just be like, here's my idea. They ain't gonna receive it, you know, and so I think you have to use all forms of media. Had this idea and desire for years of my life to create the same type of energy that I would get from doing it on a freeway or doing it on a rooftop or doing it on a public bus or something, train, that the idea that I'm working on, that it's working, its magic is a vandal into your mind, into your subconscious, vandalizing your thoughts, that it changes the way you perceive things or the way that you feel about certain issues.
When I was a kid, you know, most of us got into graffiti. Most of the people I knew were poor kids, and I feel like we started painting and trying to put our names up and things like that because we felt like we didn't have a voice in the world. You know, you're poor, you don't have anything. You go to class and you see all these kids in their new shoes and their new clothes, and you've got like the dollar kicks from Skaggs Alpha Beta, you know what I mean? And it's a rough time in your life when you're growing up and dealing with that. And I feel like with graffiti, it allows people, you know, you can say like, I was here, I do exist, and I have something to say.
My muralist, man. We do murals. We do a lot of murals around the city. Wonderful things for the people, community, man.
We bring people together. They may not like to be in the same room, but we'll bring them together.
Blues, reds, you know, everybody.
Werc and I collaborate on a lot of, and have collaborated on a lot of pieces over the years. We're from the same crew, and we're like-minded as far as politics and styles. We both have a real passion for the art and for what we do, and so we work well together. Yeah. So California is the first state to have the ballot initiative to label GMOs. Right now, there's no mandatory labeling of it, so you know, they can slip it past you anywhere. I think it's important for people to know what they're putting in their bodies, as well as to know what the fuck GMO is, because a lot of people don't even know what it is.
You know, literally you are what you eat. Every 7 years, every cell in your body is replaced by the food you intake, the water you drink, the environment you're exposed to, everything that you take into your body. So by filling your body with GMOs and not being aware that they're even in the foods that you're eating, you're essentially replacing your cells. Your new person every 7 years is going to be all this polluted shit. We're literally just a science experiment for them. They're like, well, you know, we're not really sure what it does, so let's just feed it to them and make a few $1 million. And in the end, we'll figure out, you know, what works and what doesn't, you know, and it doesn't matter as long as they make their money.
My mural here is a protest, and it's in action against the world that mindless Americans are just allowing to be built up around them. Prop 37 is about putting a mark on all of our food products that declares whether it does or doesn't have GMOs in it. I think that's the first step in attacking and destroying or dismantling the actions that Monsanto is trying to create. If we continue to ingest stuff like this, we're just going to become these lab rats.
Right, we've gone ahead and labeled them ourselves, the GMO. I would actually encourage people to make little GMO stickers, and if you're, you go to a market or someplace that has GMO products, to just go ahead and label it on your own.
It sucks to be the brunt end of an experiment. Growing up, I feel like specifically our generation was the first to be tricked. We were the ones fed that, by our parents. And then now as we're growing up, we're seeing that, this shit's bad. There's side effects to it, you know what I mean? It's not good food and we need to change something. So it's up to our generation to make that change, I think.
I believe that more people need to be exposed to it and understand what's going on in our food supply and all the crazy things that have been going on that we have been so unaware of over the years and that will continue to go on and on and on and on unless propositions like this pass and clue people in a little bit more and get to the root of the problem, because it is a problem. It's what everybody's eating.
Not to be like super pro-vegan, I am a vegan, but I don't mind someone eating steak or chicken or fish or cheese. That doesn't bother me. It's a personal choice and a personal preference, what feels good to your body and what's good for you. But the main part is that we shouldn't be eating food or supporting food that is destructive to its own reproduction or ours.
There's not too many different sides to this coin. It's what we're consuming. You are what you eat. If we're consuming modified foods, then we in a sense are just that.
People can hear about a proposition and hear other people talking about it, and maybe they won't look into it, but like with art, it's a visual message, it's a visual statement. So like with something like this, you see it and like there's a basic understanding that you're being lied to, that there's a truth behind the mask,
I think that street art and graffiti art, whether it's realized yet or not, it's a communicative art. And so you gotta communicate. Your piece is not complete without you with it. You and your piece are complete together, and one without the other. I can only talk about something, I can only share thoughts and ideas. Without the art, you can't see what I'm talking about. Without my voice, you can't hear me though. So my voice inspires my art, It's a relationship. They're not separate.
So there's a lot of ears and eyes that we have out here. A lot of supporters and a lot of fans of this type of work. So for us to come out here and produce this mural, it's already gaining momentum online, and people within the community are already talking about it. And so a lot of people have already come by and to check out the piece and lend their support and to encourage. It's really good. It's really awesome.
It's like your responsibility as a street artist, I think, to paint about political issues, to paint about world issues and things like that. Just bring it to people's attention, because with media and with the government and the corporations, everything is just kind of swept under the rug, and this is like, it's in your face, Hopefully it gets people to wake up. I don't know.
Change